So, times are intense. Times are intense. They're saying that it's World War III, and we got to listen to Jesus. And Jesus said, when we see rumors of war, when we see war, nations turning against all nations, this is the time that the Bible was talking about. And we got to not focus on war. We got to focus on it's time for Jesus. There's a lot of people that are saying it's time for war. This is World War III. Well, you know what? In our community, it's time for Jesus. It's time for Jesus. It's time for Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And we got to pray to him as much as we humanly possibly can, because he answers prayers. He answers prayers. He's answered prayers for me over and over and over and over and over again. And if we got Jesus, he's going to protect us from whatever the heck is coming. We got to pray to him. We got to pray to him. I'm telling you, the power of prayer is better than anyone can tell you. And a lot of people are getting all worried when we forget that Jesus can just make bread appear. All right, I had cavities in all these teeth last year, and I was crying and crying. I prayed to Jesus one night, and I woke up the next morning to him answering my prayer. Sorry about my dirty shirt right now. I'm just freaking not looking like a spotless bride right now. But he answered my prayer right on the spot. I fell asleep, and that 8-hour sleep went by like that. And I woke up to the phone call of them asking me to come in and get my teeth fixed. And I had no idea that night that I'd be biking home the next day with my cavities fixed. I thought my teeth were going to rot out. I had like a year and a half to wait, and a miracle happened. And, I don't want to talk about this. I really don't want to say it, but I tried to trying to think the best words to say this. I tried to quit. And I gave it my all, and God didn't let me, and I made it to that, and that was another wake-up call to Jesus is real. He is real, man. We got to pray to him as much as we humanly possibly can, because he's the only one that can just make bread appear. Jesus says that we can do even greater things than he did, but we can't do that without him. I can't do some miraculous thing without Jesus, without all of Jesus in my heart. You can't do that. He's the one that paid the price. He's the one that I'm below and I gotta look up to, no matter how good of a miracle I can work. And I believe that we can bring back the dead. I know it's hard for a lot of people to believe. It's hard for myself to believe at moments, in this moment, but I have to. And, in the Bible, in the movie, there's just a random guy that healed Paul. And Jesus said, we can do even greater things. And with Jesus, all things are possible. There's a lot of people that say good isn't gonna topple evil. That's not what's predicted. But Jesus said, with Jesus, all things are possible. And with a mustard seed of faith, we can move mountains. And the mountain we're seeing is a mountain of doom and gloom. Donald Trump, war, all this stuff. The New World Order, that's a mountain. And with a speck of faith, with a mustard seed worth of faith, we can move that mountain. And a lot of people are saying, one of the things that makes me hopeful and cheers me up is a lot of people say, hey, this is the time of the Great Awakening. This isn't the end. This is the end of the Dark Ages. Sorry.